it's Laura, and today I'm going to tell you all about the things that I hate. So as the new semester is about to start, I have come to the realization that I am just now getting over all of the emotional baggage from the last semester, which I guess just shows how dreadfully unprepared I am for the new semester. Pray tell, Laura, why do you have all of this emotional baggage? Well, I'd like to blame it on my type. If you're not aware, there is a popular personality test called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, also known as MBTI. It was crafted by a mother-daughter pair in the fires of Mount Doom during the 1970s with the goal of enabling individuals to grow through an understanding and appreciation of individual differences in healthy personalities and to enhance harmony and productivity in diverse groups. By the way, that is word from word taken from the Myers-Briggs Foundation website, not the Mount Doom part. I just added that in myself. And before y'all come for me saying, it's not science! It's all yes, I am well aware that the Myers-Briggs test is not the gospel of psychology or anything. But since humanity is so desperate to segregate ourselves and stick a label on everything, in my own honest and humble opinion, I think the Myers-Briggs test is the best tool we have when classifying the many different personalities of humankind. Now that that is out of the way, what exactly is it? Well, it is a multiple choice questionnaire that you fill out however it suits you best, meaning there are no wrong nor right answers. At the end, a big old fat label is smacked to your forehead, branding you for life, where, like cattle, you are herded into your districts with other like-minded types where the government just decides. Okay, not really, but that would totally be some next level dystopian shit if that actually happened. There are 16 different types. Each type is a set of 4 letters that dictate your ideal or favorite world, how you perceive information, how you make decisions, and how you deal with the structure of the world around you. Each of these subcategories has 2 different options depending on how you answer the questions. Do some permutations and combinations of math, and bam! You've got 16 different types. So, on to the point of the video, what type am I? INTJ! I have taken the Myers-Briggs test both on paper in my psychology class and online at least a total of 5 times, and every single time I have gotten INTJ. Actually, I think I might have received INFJ once, but that was after finishing a TV show, and you know I always feel vulnerable and soft when that happens, okay? Is for introverts that hate parties. N are for intuitive minds that are smarties. T is thinking very uncompassionately. J is judging you all with death glares all day long. And nerds are all we'll ever be. At long last, it is with great joy that I present to you the top 5 things that you should never say to an INTJ.
5. I'll call you sometime today.
Innocent, but deceiving. INTJs hate talking on the phone. And this isn't your casual call to granny or spilling tea with your bestie. This is for the calls that are strictly business, such as a job interview or work scheduling.
You must learn to talk on the phone to be successful professionally in a modern world.
We completely get that. But if you're going to arrange something with us, you better tell us exactly what time you're going to be calling, or else we do this.
Better keep my phone by my side in case they call now.
3 weeks later.
Any minute now. Can't get up just yet. They could call right now.
Many months later.
I'm so hungry. Centuries of my life have been wasted in preparation for this call.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new...
Hello?
Hi, Laura. Something came up. Do you think that we could schedule the interview for tomorrow?
That's fine. Sure. No problem. Great. Okay. This has happened to me at least 3 times. A potential employer was going to call me for an interview and stated that he would contact me sometime later that day. When is sometime? There are 24 hours in a day. Other types can just answer a phone call in the middle of the day and not be bothered. But INTJs are so tediously perfectionistic that we have to mentally prepare for taking a phone call. Isolate ourselves in a room where we can take said phone call, and then we have to sit there with great anticipation. If you got that reference, I love you. In short, we are worrywarts that struggle with spur-of-the-moment interaction. So if you're going to call us, contact us, meet up with us, please, for both of our sakes, pick a designated time and then give us an estimate for how long you think the interview will take. Lastly, stick by that time. It makes things a heck of a lot cleaner, simpler, and anxiety-free. Plus, we can both go about our days and be the busy little bees that we were always meant to be.
4. Because I said so. AKA illogical, arbitrary standards/rules.
If you're going to make a rule, you best have your list of warrants to support it with you. INTJs absolutely hate rules that have no logical reasoning behind them. And it's not so much we're questioning your authority to be able to make the rules, we're more so questioning why the rules were even put into place. A lot of INTJs tend to see righteousness in terms of black and white. If you have a lot of support for your rules and they make sense, black. They don't. White. I guess the colors can be switched around too. It's just a metaphor, okay? Furthermore, when you use the excuse, because I told you so, it makes INTJs lose trust in you.
Why? What not?
Well, it does nothing to appeal to your ethos. Someone who makes good use of ethos rhetoric would have solid facts in support of their decision and wouldn't rely on authority alone in order to enforce regulations. I need tea. But you know, that's just my hot take on it.
3. Anything, if you're speaking over us.
I've said it before and I'll say it now. INTJs are the best listeners. Don't at me, you know it's true. Unfortunately, such a title comes with the fact that nobody ever listens to us. There are 2 types of no one is listening to me that happen to an INTJ. The first one is your generic, I gave somebody advice, they didn't take it, and now they're still complaining about it. Now this is a kind of metaphorical interruption, the kind that's only irritating on a superficial level. When you ask an INTJ for advice, they perk up. I really need some advice. Do you think that you could help me out? Yes, of course. What do you need? Because we are problem solvers, being given the chance to work through a problem logically and help a friend in need is like our one calling in life. Likewise, we take it very seriously. Now, I'm not saying that we give flawless advice. Should probably ask a feeling type for that. But we are very good at evaluating every possible option and solution for any given problem. So when you ask for advice, just think of it as you're figuratively signing a contract with us.
I hereby agree to appreciate the thought my INTJ friend has put into giving me heartfelt advice. I do not necessarily have to take it, but I understand that failure to act in any matter to change my current state may result in prolonged suffering. Therefore, I agree to cease complaining should my situation worsen, or stay the same should I not take any proactive measures to prevent it from doing so.
What does this mean? We just want you to try, gosh dang it. I promise that your INTJ friend just wants you to be happy and to be able to make changes for yourself. But asking us for advice, not taking the advice, and then continuing to complain when your situation doesn't get any better, it's just not good for you or your friendship with the INTJ. It makes us not want to give you further advice in the future because we just think it's futile. Even if we did give you future advice, it probably wouldn't be as genuine as before. The second type of interruption is more severe. It is an interruption in the literal sense of the word. So you should be aware by now that as introverts, we are already soft-spoken individuals. INTJs are also rather enigmatic. We don't like sharing with a lot of people unless we know and trust them really well. So, interrupting mid-speech is like one of the worst offenses one can make towards an INTJ. So I was at the grocery store of all places, and I was standing there in line, and oh, it was a Saturday by the way, and I was standing there in line and I was about to tell the cashier, oh my god, I only got like 20 likes on this photo. So disappointing. You were saying? For some reason, INTJs are particularly sensitive when people interrupt or talk over us. Even though we know that you're most likely not doing it just to be spiteful, the problem-solving part of our brain goes into hyperdrive as we try to figure out why you would do that. In the end, we usually come to the conclusion that you don't care about what we're saying, even if you do, and that what we're saying isn't even important, even if it is. Oh! No, me talking. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that some kind of sauce? some kind of spice? Nah, I never do that. I would never do that. Never do that. Part of the reason why we get interrupted so much is because we have a really hard time telling stories and getting to the point. Give an INTJ a pencil and some paper and we can write you the most eloquent piece of literature, but put us on the spot, we tend to stumble over our own words. Except it's not exactly stumbling in the traditional sense. You see, when an INTJ tells a story, we literally cannot do so unless we include every single detail. So I was at the grocery store of all places, and I was standing there in line, and oh, it was a Saturday by the way, and I was standing there in line and I was about to tell the cashier that I thought that they had the most vibrant blue eyes. When I tell you they were the prettiest blue eyes, they were the prettiest blue eyes. And anyway, so I was standing there for like 5, maybe 10 minutes. Anyway, so I was standing there and I started putting my stuff onto the conveyor belt. By the way, I have like 5 cans of tuna for my cat. Relatable, right? And so anyway, I'm standing there and I look into his eyes. Once again, they are the most beautiful shade of blue that I have ever seen. I look into his eyes and I say, "Thank you. Have a good day." And then I leave the store.
I sat through that story for this anticlimactic bullshit.
We're detail-oriented, alright? All we ask is that you try to have patience during our rambling speech as we try to wade through our internal jungle of word vomit. And if you're getting bored, just gently prompt us back on topic. Take it from an INTJ when I say that we'd much rather be told we're rambling rather than being interrupted or ignored. Bottom line, we don't talk a lot, but when we do, it's probably the most significant thing we're going to say all month. So please, just listen to us. We promise that we're not saying it unless it's significant and or helpful. And bonus, please don't interrupt us if we have headphones in. Just they're there for a reason.
2. Teacher's pet or thanks for making my work look really bad.
The runner-up for my list deals with perfectionism and the motives an INTJ has behind being a perfectionist. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of public school. In fact, I spent all of 6th grade sitting alone at lunch and didn't make a friend the entire year, if that tells you anything. So the only thing keeping me sane during those years was the ability to create. INTJs are inherently creative souls. This need to create can manifest in many different ways, and it's not just limited by art. In other words, we love projects. So when the teacher would assign a project, I would go all out. I would make every project a work of art. The thing is, most people don't understand why we do this. As an INTJ, I would go overboard with my projects because I enjoyed it. Novel idea, huh? We are perfectionists because creativity is like a drug to us. It satisfies and fulfills us in ways that nothing else can. I found pleasure in putting loads of effort into my school projects because it made going to school more bearable for me. And that sounds kind of weird. I didn't mean like pleasure. I'm not that kind of kinky INTJ. So when we come to school or work with our projects that we are so proud of only to be met with the scorn from our peers, wow, way to show everybody up. You're such a teacher's pet. Mine sucks compared to yours. That doesn't feel good. It undermines our true motives for doing things and it discourages us from being creative on future assignments. And we also don't like to hear you say derogatory things about yourself because that's just, sad. Now, I won't lie. INTJs do like to please others. Okay, that also sounds weird. Because we like to learn, a lot of INTJs have a lot of respect for their teachers. So part of the reason why we go overboard on assignments is because we want validation from the people that we look up to. The catch is, we just don't want that validation to be public. Have you ever had a teacher that did this? Class, we only had 1 A on this test. Maybe you should all study more like Laura. Yeah, we hate that. Those kind of remarks just don't sit well with the rest of the class and they make us feel uncomfortable. And we also hate this. Hey everybody, I got a better score on this test than Laura did. Now this one really ruffles my feathers, and it's not so much that the INTJ is upset because they performed poorer on a test than another student, it's more so that we feel like it's an invasion of privacy. And if you haven't learned anything yet, just know that INTJs need their privacy. Hence why we don't really like it when teachers or students go exclaiming our test results to the whole class. Also, it's just not a very nice thing to say. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting too soft and sensitive in my old age. The takeaway from all this is that we are perfectionists because we want to be and because it makes us happy. We are constantly seeking validation from those we respect, but we don't want public recognition. We aren't trying to show everyone up, and we certainly don't want to cause any tension with our peers if we do so happen to show someone up.
1. I thought you hated me and wanted to murder my entire family when I first met you. Haha, crazy, right?
This, folks, is and will forever be the #1 thing that you should never say to an INTJ. Now, for those of you that have never had this said to you, I get it. I really do. It just seems like some offhand banter that couldn't possibly cause any lasting damage. Well, let me try to inform you when I say,
No, it's not! It's not okay!
We get it. A lot of us have a horrendous case of RBF, also known as resting bitch face, and we know that our natural faces are quite worrisome sometimes. Pair this with an unmatchable social awkwardness and a quiet, introspective nature, and it's no wonder why people are constantly thinking that we're planning world domination. While some of us definitely are evil masterminds, most of us are just self-sufficient wallflowers that are overly sensitive to the point that we begin to doubt if we are even capable of empathy at all.
To be empathetic or to not be empathetic.
When in reality, internally, we are a boiling mess of tangled feelings that we don't really know how to or even want to confront. Let me break it down for you. Say you casually approach your INTJ friend. They're going about their day completely normal.
Wow, I've been so productive today. I made a doctor's appointment without shitting my pants, aced that test, and I figured out how to solve that one problem at work.
Bro, why are you so angry? You look like you want to kill somebody. Oh, didn't mean to startle you. Didn't mean to startle you at all. Ah, no problem, my dude. By the way, did you know that I thought that you were an absolute when I first met you? Good times. Well, glad to know that you don't hate me anymore. I'll see you around, buddy. What did I ever do to upset you? It doesn't matter how hard we're trying to put some over-exaggerated expression on our face just to let the world know that yes, we're fine. We still manage to come across as aloof and cold. Obviously, getting told this occasionally isn't detrimental to this extent, but coming from somebody who has literally had this told to them probably at least once a month since I've gained the ability to talk, let me just say, it wears down on you. Mentally, emotionally, even physically. It sucks. And I'm pretty sure that all INTJs go through a phase where they're like,
I don't care what they think.
but eventually we all return to the same state of disappointment and dissatisfaction, where we are left pondering where we went wrong and if somewhere along the way we developed an inability to love others correctly. In short, when an INTJ gets repeatedly told that they look angry and unapproachable by strangers and friends and family alike, it makes us think that we're broken and that we cannot be fixed. And if you still don't really understand how this affects us, then I point you to this Tumblr post that I swear to God must have been ghostwritten by me in a past life. I've been on Tumblr for like 8 years and I was ecstatic when I saw that post. I felt like a piece of my soul had ascended and connected with all of the other INTJs and people with resting bitch face. So, my friends, with that, I hope you are now enlightened as to the top 5 things that you should never say to an INTJ lest you piss us off. We thank you kindly in advance. Are you an INTJ? Are you a different MBTI type? Tell me in the comments below. I want to know what sorts of things grind your gears the most so that we can all bond over complaining about these petty things together. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. I hoped it provided a quality chuckle here and some helpful tools to help you better understand your INTJ friends there. I promise we don't hate you, we're just misunderstood. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video, leave a like, and please share it with your INTJ friends. And with that, I must now retreat under a mountain of blankets and cease communication with the world for a week, and I'll see you with a new video soon. Bye!
And you did it right from the start.